and you've got a little bit of hazy, smoky. How are we doing, John? It's the Groove Junction yet again. We are back for another episode of what is turning out to be, well, it's just a weekly thing. But that's what we wanted it to be, and we are here again.
Yeah, and I do look forward to this time of the week.
I know you do, because you're getting out of the house. Enough about, you trying to step away from Mrs. Colley and the family, and having that one.
Wasn't going to say that.
You were.
No.
Well, I've said it. You want that one-to-one session with your good old mate. It's like therapy.
I need my chair does recline. It'd be like laying on a chaise long. You get say long?
Yeah, it is absolutely.
Yeah,
you're right in what you're saying.
My
So,
therapist.
welcome to episode 19, John. Episode 19 of the Groove Junction, 19th week, and we're still rolling.
Who'd have thought that? 19.
Yeah, but I think, I think for us, it's all about we are continuing to raise the bar. We're continuing that talk. We're continuing wanting to talk about our industry, whether people are new to listening to the Groove Junction, whether or not they've listened from the beginning. I'm going to run through a few stats towards the end of the podcast, because we're not doing a podcast next week for our 20th episode. We are going to do a montage. I like the way I said that. I actually like the way I said that myself.
You know what? It sounded very sexy.
So we are going to have a little bit of a montage of all of our guest episodes that we've had over the 19 weeks that we've been now running. So episode 20 week will land literally the Friday the 20th of December. I mean, it's the 20th. I'm just trying to work out the calendar.
So Friday the 20th.
Yeah, Friday the 20th. That's when our Friday the 20th, the 20th episode of the podcast will land. No, that's just happened by chance. But I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll absolutely take it.
Yeah.
So that will be a montage which will take you through to Christmas, and then we will be back in the new year, ready for the continued success of the Groove Junction. As we keep on rolling, this juggernaut is rolling, and I'm gonna break it down for you, John, because I don't think you know this yet. Because like you've said many a times, I hold all the pieces of the puzzle of the Groove Junction together. You just turn up, sit there.
I do. I just sit here and wait for you to ask me a question, and then
you have that chat.
Yeah, I have a little chat, and the questions that I don't know the answer to, we cut them out in the editing, which you do.
Yes.
So, it's, I don't really do a lot. But then I have offered many a time to help you out. And I have always hoped that the answer would be no. And it always has been no.
Well, there's another reason by that. I don't want to give you my login details, to be honest with you.
I mean, that's fair play. Play.
I mean, you've got to keep those things private.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Do you you're talking about private? I know. No, but no, go on. No, carry on. Finish your spiel. We'll come back to it, right? Because I'll remember it. Let me jot it down and I'll remember it.
So I'm going to tell you at the end of this pod, I'm going to let everybody know, as well as you, John, I've got some stats and figures for our last 19 episodes that we've done. And it will I think you'll sit back in that reclining chair of yours.
Yeah.
Don't go too far back. Don't mess up the edit. It might surprise you a little bit in relation to how things have gone for us over the last 19 episodes, and which I include this one in on. So in fact, actually, you could say all the stats come from the last 18 weeks, not the 19th week. But let's not split hairs. I've got hairs to split. You haven't. Another little dig.
To be fair, Matt, I mean, I know we've only known each other less than a year.
Yes.
But I used to have hair before I met you. This is what you have done to me.
So I turned you bald.
Yeah, mate.
With the stress.
The stress.
Yeah. Cool.
And all I have to do is sit here.
Yeah, turn up. It's full of stress. So, firstly, how's your week been?
Yeah, man. Been really good.
I mean, ultimately, it's been silly season. It's been the Christmas parties, 2 weeks ago started to kick off. This was the second week of Christmas shindigs. How was it for you? Did you have any?
Really good. Yeah, I had a couple of Christmas do's, an award ceremony, a couple of school discos as well. So yeah, it's like, and they're all, one after the other, one after the other.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's been full on. I mean, it's really good. Some really, really good gigs, really enjoyed them, and I enjoy working with other vendors as well that are there. So the school discos is just me. When I did Friday night, I did an award ceremony, an annual award ceremony for Beresford's group, state agents around here, and they had ballerina dancers and they had a violinist. And what they were doing is that they were playing the violin and dancing round the tables as they ate their dinner. Which, obviously, I had a green room and they was in the green room and we was chit-chatting as you do, kind of that networking side of it, where'd you go? I would go all over the country, we go to Sweden and Spain, and they go everywhere. And it was nice to talk to somebody else about, what they do, and as well as what I do, so
For sure.
that was really good. Really good. Really
Was
enjoyed
it
that.
bit of a come down from, oh yeah, we go all around the world doing this, and here we are in Essex?
Well, you know what? I did say that. I did sort of say to her, I was like, you're going all over the world. I'm assuming you're going to really nice venues. They said, yeah, we're going to some nice venues. But then when we come to like a private residence and they've got like this massive market that they've spent like £78,000 with all the decor and everything, and it was like a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
The production crew that had, the market company and all that, and they've done an absolutely fantastic job. From it's snowing as you walk through the door, walking into a haze-filled marquee dining area. They said that there's a lot of work gone into this. It takes the production crew about a week to put it all up together.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I got there, first thing they said to me is, right, it's white carpet, you need to take your shoes off. And I thought he was joking. I was like, what do you mean? He said, you've got to take your shoes off, it's white carpet. You can't have dirty carpet before they come in. Well, fair enough. So set up barefoot. No.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was really good. It was really good. And they asked me for like some extras, like confetti cannons and all that. But they wanted metallic confetti, which was great. Did that. They went through 2 kilos of silver confetti.
Wow.
Make the mess.
That's a lot of mess.
That's a lot of mess. And I said to him at the end, I said, do you want me to like sweep that up? They went, no, we've got a cleaner coming in tomorrow. I thought he's going to love me.
Cleaner's going to go mental.
Yeah. But it was, really, really good gig. Really enjoyed it. And the Christmas party we had as well went really, really well. Sort of sit down dinner for a couple of hours and then party after that till midnight. Had the selfie pod out, which was good. Yeah, it's good. Good weekend, to be fair. Really good weekend. Enjoyed it. And then I've got pretty much the same again this weekend, to be fair.
Like I said, at the beginning of this segment, it is a busy period of time for all of us DJs. We're out there. I said it last week. We are busting our little chops off, delivering loads of Christmas parties, and they continue and keep rolling. They keep rolling all the way up to Christmas, and we just keep banging them out. And it's tough. It's tough going. It's tough going.
Yeah, it's hard going physically, mentally, and also, we touched on it last week, family side of it as well.
Yeah.
They don't see me. I mean, they probably don't mind that they don't see me for the weekend. They probably don't mind. But
yeah, I know your family, and I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah. So it is tough. But like we said as well, is that next month, January, I don't really have to worry about anything. Do all the hard work now. I can take
Put the graft in. Put the graft in, mate.
I can have a bit of a breather next week or next month. Yeah. What about you? How was your week or weekend?
So we had a very, very successful silent disco at Peterborough Cathedral. Really good one. It was a great one to finish off. Crowd were amazing. Really, really good. And then Saturday, which I didn't mention last week in the pod, I managed to find myself in a nightclub DJing. And I've not stepped foot into a nightclub and done nightclub work for probably just over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And where do I go with this conversation? So they booked me for a 10:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. shift, right, in the main room. So I was like, okay. When it came to me, I was like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I'm all good for that. That's fine. I was all good. And then literally the day before, so this is Friday, I'm in Peterborough in the cathedral doing the silent disco. I get a text message from the manager of the venue going, could you come in at 9? We wanted you to do a 9 till 3:30. I was like, right, okay. And it's just me. Right, okay. So yeah, I went and did it. It was a long night.
Yeah.
It was tough. But to be honest, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, good man. Good
John,
man.
I absolutely loved it. I mean, don't get me wrong. The client, obviously, I'm of a certain age now.
I wasn't gonna bring.
The client, what, my age? Yes, I
Yeah.
am older than you.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, viewers to the podcast, I am older than John. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting older, or this lot are getting very, very young. And it's a bit of both, really. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of young people in here, and I'm feeling very, very old. But no, I loved it. A really successful night. Sunday, couldn't move.
Burn yourself out, mate.
I was absolute. And then I had something else. I had a private Christmas party on Sunday night. But yeah, tough weekend. Tough weekend. But the club, being back in the club, and it reinforces to me a little bit. As a mobile DJ, and we go out and do our stuff, and we pump all our kit, and we do that and everything else. Actually, to be honest, the club one was quite intense for me because I haven't done it for such a long time. The hours were long. I was on my own for one. I wasn't sharing any with any other DJs. It was just me in the main room. And then I was thinking so far ahead in relation to playlists of what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, whereas with the mobile DJ work, you sort of get into a bit of a pattern.
Yeah.
We all, and I think I'd love to see people's comments in relation to it, but we get into a pattern of, we play this song and we know what we play after that song. Yeah. And then we actually know what we play. Not that we are very scripted in that way, but I reckon probably, and I would probably say me, and I'll hold my hands up and pretty much put it out there straight off the bat. I reckon 75% of the music I play at a mobile disco, wedding, party, birthday, whatever, is pretty much all the same sort of stuff.
And probably in the same order as well. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. There or thereabouts.
Because you know it works.
You know it works. You know you can deliver on it. Whereas being in the club thing, I was constantly thinking 5, 6, 7 songs ahead.
Yeah.
Every time.
The thing is, as well, I mean,
mentally, John, it was quite tough, as well as physically at my ripe old age.
Well, it was long time standing up.
Yeah, it was long.
It was a long time.
It was long.
Okay, what was the average age in the club, do you think?
I reckon it was probably 19, 20.
Okay. Now, I don't want to bring the age thing into it, Matt, because you think, all right, but being an older DJ,
yes,
when you saw the demographic of the club and the age, did you think to yourself, where am I going with this? Am I going Stormzy? Am I going, all the up-to-date Eminem and all that sort? Am I going that? Or am I going to go in with, like, the 90s classics that, like, everybody knows? Or did you just, like, think, you know what? I'm going to chuck it all together. I'm going to mash it all up, and we'll go with it.
I would say that I was very much along the lines of, I'm going in very club heavy dance music, to then coming slightly away from that into a bit more commercial stuff.
Yeah.
Then going back into a bit more house club stuff, and then I actually pulled straight out of that and went into a bit of R&B, dancehall,
the old soca and all that.
Yeah, and I sort of then twisted it up a little bit, and then went back into the club things towards the end. I didn't really play much chart stuff, to be honest. I played a couple of songs, but that's what some people asked for it, and actually at the time it actually fitted quite well with what I was doing. So then I went back into So, but I was constantly thinking about all of that going forward. So hats off to the club DJs that listen to this, because it had been a while since I'd done it, and finding my feet again was finding my feet again was a little bit tough at times, but had some great feedback.
Was there a big difference? As you young DJing in a club for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Was there a? I'm guessing you used your own controller.
Yeah, I took mine.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that so you took your own controller. So was there a lot of difference, like in the club scene from when you was last there to now DJing it at the weekend?
If you
10 years
reflect,
is a long time.
yeah, if you reflect on it, not really, not massively. No, it is what it is. It's just going back into that environment. It's more about the environment and also the shift that you're doing. Because us DJs, we know if we're going into a venue, whether it be a hall, a wedding venue, anywhere that's hireable, that come midnight, that's it.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. You're out the door. You're done. Clubs, it's just you're just going. You're just going and going and going. And when the club finished at 3:30, everyone was like, "Oh, let's go on till 4." No.
No. Been here enough to long
Cheers,
enough.
fellas. Thanks. Yeah. It's time to go. But yeah, it was good. It was nice and refreshing. I'd probably do it again if it came up.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it again. But yeah,
Nice.
so that was the weekend, and going ahead, then I've got Christmas parties again next week. Yeah,
Lovely.
build up to it.
Yeah.
And then I'm on a little bit of a holiday with the family.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, just before Christmas, we're off to Lapland for
Lapland?
for
See the
4
big guy.
days.
You know,
See the
there's
big man.
there's a in Lapland Village.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but there's actually a 24-hour live stream camera. You should go there and give us all a wave.
I'll let you know once I'm there.
Yeah, let us know so we can watch it. No, just go out there. I think it's good. I waved at the camera, but no one waved back.
Them not live stream, is it? But yeah, I get your point. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got coming up next week, and obviously the week after, just before the Christmas break. Hence why everyone's going to get the montage of all of the recordings. So yeah, we're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
We want to keep it going. We want to keep it going every week. That's the plan.
That is the plan. And I think that the fact that it will be episode 20 is testament to the fact that when we sat down in January at the retreat and we said, like, this is what we want to do, or you said this is what I want to do, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have a bit of that.
Well, we didn't discuss the podcast in January.
No, it was more
the summer.
Was it?
Yeah, it's only been 20 weeks. I was on holiday on the Sun Lounger, and I said to you, text you, go in, John, I've been thinking, I want to do a podcast. Are you in it with me? And you're like, yeah. So literally, we sorted out the graphics, got the graphics all done. We got all the graphics made up within 24 hours. Got everything set up, came back. You were like, yeah, love it, let's do it.
That's right.
And then we started.
I do remember now, actually. Sorry, I do remember. January, we were talking more about silent discos and just like being like, just talking about ourselves, really, which is kind of what we do.
That's what we do now.
We do that now. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good. Love it. I still love it, mate. I do still love it.
So with the silly season, then, I'm going to ask you a question. So with the silly season, are you going into different venues or you're just the same venue?
No, I mean, most of my Christmas parties are in the same venue. Yeah, so
right, okay.
Yeah, so the bulk of them are in the same venue, which is nice because you get to know the staff.
Yeah.
They get to know you. You go there and they say, right, you're going to be set up here, do what you've got to do. And then you know where you've got to go, you know what you've got to do, you know roughly, that people are going to go inside, they're going to sit down for dinner at 7, at 9:30, come out, they're going to party. And you kind of know how that day's going to, that evening's going to go, because you've spoken there and you've been there like 2 or 3 times. So this venue, I think 6 parties, I think, there this season. And I know the staff there now. Yeah, it's kind of chuck a few little extras in every now and then as well.
Talk to me. Chucking in extras. What's that about?
Right. So they really wanted to go with this Winter Wonderland feel. Okay. So they go out into this marquee outside of the actual main house, if you like,
okay,
the main venue, and they have all their dinner out there.
Picturing it.
Yeah. So they said, "Can you make this look better than a tent?" And I said, "Yeah."
So hold on a minute. Look, excuse me, Mr. Production Man, Mr. DJ. we've got this marquee, which we refer to as a tent.
Yes.
Could you please jazz it up?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Right, okay.
And I went, yeah, sure, no problem. I said,
Okay.
first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put uplighters all the way around the marquee for you.
You cannot beat an uplighter to
No.
put in the mood. Okay,
No.
good.
So
All
they've
right.
got 20 uplighters around this.
Tent.
Yeah, about 10. Big 10.
All right, the big tent.
And then I said to them, I said, well, look, if you want, I can have snowflakes on the ceiling for you. And they went, what, snowflake? I said, yeah, it's a light. Snowflakes on the ceiling, they'll go round.
How you doing that, John?
I've got a couple of Helix lights, the Helix 100s, which have got a lovely gobo, snowflake gobo, which I've set them up to very slow rotation.
Nice.
And they're going to point opposite sides of the thing on the ceiling, right? And then they said, lovely. Or there's a little walkway, they said, as they walk down, like a little corridor, if you like.
The entrance to the tent.
Yes.
Okay.
They said, is there anything you can do with this? And I went, yes, I can. I can light this up blue and white for you. I said, I can light it up. I said, and if you want, I'll put a little bit of haze in there. So it's like kind of mystical, kind of icy kind of feel it's cold feel as you're walking in. And then as they walk down the corridor, it pushes the haze into the main tent. It cuts the light beams of the snowflakes and it will look nice. And that was it. Done.
And you've given them that, have you?
Yes, I have. No, not all of it. No.
Oh,
what I've done, I've charged a little extra for hire of the lights.
Okay, good.
So if I give it to them free this year, they're going to expect it free next year.
I get that point. I get the point on that.
And
but I would also argue that if you have a good relationship with a vendor, a venue, is it a case of where's the line? Where's that balance of going, I want to keep them sweet.
Yeah.
Do I give them a little bit of extra stuff, or do I go, no, my price is my price? If I'm going to give you, I've just given you my vision. I'm giving you 20 uplighters. Yeah. I'm giving you snowflakes on the ceiling, and I'm giving you this mystical effect as people walk down the runway into the tent, and you've sold this package to them.
Yeah.
There is that balance of
there is, but
do I keep them nice and sweet potentially for next year and the future?
Yeah.
Do I go, no, you've got 20 uplighters, that's X amount. You've got the snowflakes, that is an additional X amount. And you've got a little bit of hazy smoke coming in, that's also additional X amount. Yeah. Like, what do you stand with that?
Well, I've not gone in like that. I've given them the bulk figure, which was for the snowflakes and for the uplighters. Okay? The haze machine and the extra uplighting down the corridor, that's on me. I sort of said, look, we're going to chuck a couple of extra. I'm going to chuck a couple of extra in there. Chuck a bit for nothing for you. I'm going to do that for you. No problem. I think what's worth bearing in mind, right? You and I, we'll go into a pub or we'll go into a venue, a hotel, whatever, and we give it, you know what? A couple of uplighters up there and this gobo up there and a flame up here. We know the stuff that's on the market that will make somewhere look better. Okay. People at the venue, mate, all they're interested in is getting people through the door to take the money, sit down and have their meal. They don't know what is out there on the market to make that marquee look good. They need someone who knows. And that's where, you and I as DJs and the other entertainers and everybody that's out there, we've got a better idea of it. So
we've got the vision, John.
We've got the vision. We've got a vision. It's the vision, a vision.
Just sort my glasses out for vision.
Yeah. So that's what I've done is I've given I've charged them for a certain amount, and then I've chucked a few little bits in for it, for free. And then if it works out next year, we'll have another discussion. We'll say,
I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move, business wise, and I think it's an intelligent.
I think the thing is as well is that I don't want them to think, that DJ's a bit of a, he's all he's after is money. Yes, I'm after money. That's why I'm there, but it's not the sole reason that I'm there. The staff have always treated me nice there. They've always looked after me with
that's helpful
food. So give a little back. I'm not saying give everything back. Give a little back, and then maybe I'll get an extra roast potato.
See, thinking about your stomach again.
Mate, I'm just thinking the way it should be thought.
No, I think you're right. I think as long as you've got that balance and you're comfortable with that balance, and yeah, okay, if you're happy to take a slight hiccup to potentially smooth the way for future and next year and beyond by doing something like that, I think why not?
I mean,
Why not?
to be honest with you, all they're getting out of it free is 3 extra uplighters and a haze machine. That's all they're getting for free.
No, I think you're right. I think as long as you've got that good balance of one trying to please the customer, but also making sure that you get benefit out of that. It is a tight line to work on, but as long as you've got that balance and you're happy and you're content with it,
I'm like,
regardless.
what I wanted them is to say, to also know that I am approachable.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can come to me, if you have.
And also, John, you've got the vision.
Yeah, I've got the vision.
You've got the vision.
Quite impressed with that.
You can paint that picture for the client of going, yes, this is what I can do for you.
That's
How
right.
does this sound?
Yes. And then they give it, how much is that going to cost me?
Well, and then
I
you
give
say,
it,
well, not as
you know
much
what?
as you think.
No, I'm going to sort you out, girl. Right?
Yeah, good.
Actually, maybe not say it like that, but I'll say, yeah,
Madam.
madam. Yeah. So that's me Christmas. Yeah, obviously I've got the school discos. They have all the school stuff and all of that as well. Should be standard, pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, because there's only a couple more weeks left of school, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
they'll break up, and then so you're probably fairly rammed out with
Rammed out this week.
children's.
This week, next week, I've got one on the Monday and then 1, 2, 3 on Christmas Eve, and then I'm done.
Well, cool. Yeah,
I'm done until the 29th, and then I have another party.
Yeah,
But
good man.
That's after Christmas. So yeah, busy, but
It's a busy
enjoyable.
period, and listen to all our DJs that listen and people that listen that aren't DJs. You've got to really understand that this is such a busy period of time for us all, and everything takes a knock. We do, in the sense of we become tired. The man flu starts to kick in, John.
It's knocking at the door.
It's knocking on the door. We're run down. Our diets aren't great. Because we're here, there, and everywhere. So, as long as we're prioritizing where we possibly can, but we're also running a bit of a business as well to try and keep that going. So it's all about finding those balances, and maybe we can have a bit more of a chill in January and February.
I think it's nice when January comes along and you have a little bit of a chill and a little bit of a relax.
Yeah.
Ready, and then get yourself ready for Easter, because that's when it tends to sort of pick up again, isn't it? March, April time.
Yeah.
Today, yeah. I'm looking good. Yeah, looking good. Good.
Nice. Can I give you some stats in relation to the pod?
Can you give me some stats?
I'm going to give you some statistics.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give you some stats.
Well, it sounded like a question. Can I give you some stats? You weren't telling me anything. You was asking me a question. And the answer, Matt, is yes, please.
Okay, the fact that you've made it into such a big issue, this first question that I posed to you, I'm actually telling you, I'm going to give you and our listeners some stats in relation to it. Because ultimately, we can't keep doing this without the support that we get, the comments that people send us privately. I've started to get a few, which is great.
You're no good texting yourself.
Yeah,
that's down.
I get a few from people, which is nice. But to hear the positive saying of, I can relate to it. It's like people that are in the industry that I've never, I'm lucky in some ways with the silent disco stuff that I've got a really good, strong network of DJs within our group that are all around the country. So I have a bit of a widespread. It's not a geographical thing for me. But even when I'm getting messages from people who I don't have contact with the silent disco stuff, who are from a completely different region, well away from me, can totally relate to what you're doing, the way you guys talk. It's a really good podcast. I listen to it when I come back from gigs or go into gigs. I can't wait to get it on a Friday. This is honestly, you don't realize actually the love like I feel when I hear that. It's because it's something that when I sat on that sun lounger and go, do you know what? I want to do a podcast. I'm gonna text my pal John, see if he wants to join me. This is something that I always imagined it would be, and would be that what we would be talking about. Like I can tell you now from the video podcasts that we do. So we do the normal podcasts that people can listen to on Apple, on all of your podcast providers we're on. But on Spotify in particular, we are in the top 20% for all of their video podcasts.
Global.
Hold
your mat. Global.
Global's global. So
that is an impressive fact. That is
with
impressive.
all the video podcasts that are on Spotify, we are in the top 20%.
That is wicked, man.
That, mate, when I read that stat, I was like, oh my God, that's like, so I'm like, yeah, I'm massively blown away with that.
That is impressive.
And visually to see us, oh my God, like I feel really sorry for all of those people and like across the globe that have had to sit and watch us on our video podcasts. But to be in the top 20% of all the video podcasts that are on Spotify blows my mind.
That is an achievement, and that is an achievement in itself.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
You know, and to think that we've got listeners in the UK, South Africa, the US, Spain, India, Morocco, Switzerland, Cyprus, Netherlands. Honestly, it honestly blows my mind. So if you are listening to our podcast from anywhere these places, please get in contact with us because we'd love to hear from you. Obviously, I get a figure from the stats going, this is how many podcast downloads we've had from these areas. But it'd be lovely to know from people, you know, we listen or I listen to it regularly. We've had people from New York, California, Johannesburg, you know, all over the world. We're missing a few areas of the world, don't get me wrong, but these countries that I've just mentioned, give us a shout. Like, give us a shout out and we can, you know, send it back to you. You know, all these people that listen. And talking about people who listen, old Mr. Boom Group himself, Adam, who runs Boom Group,
Adam,
is the production owner and, well, he's the owner.
He's top dog, isn't he?
He's the top man of the Boom Group who does all the silent discos with Silent Discos in Incredible Places. He told me at the weekend, when our podcast lands, he has to listen to it and it's the thing that gets him off to sleep.
What?
So, yeah, he listens to it in bed and it puts him off to sleep.
I was not expecting you to say that. I was expecting some good positive vibes from him.
Well, I just feel that it's really nice that our dulcet tones are actually putting people to sleep. Now, I would argue with people that are listening to this whilst driving back from a gig, please don't fall asleep. I didn't realise we were having that much effect. But Adam, sleep well, my friend.
Yeah, innit?
Tuck yourself in.
Yeah. Mind the bed bugs don't bite, Adam.
Yeah. Get all nice and cosy and warm.
Yeah.
And snuggle down for the night.
Do you reckon he has a warm glass of milk before he goes to bed?
I reckon he's that type of guy that has a warm glass of milk. But anyway, I've digressed slightly. But I just want to say, look, massive thank you for listening to the pod. We can't do it without the support and you guys listening to it.
Well, it's not point. There's no point doing it, is there, otherwise?
No, and I just, you know, I just hope it's relatable. And we've had a few messages to say
we have, yeah.
But that's all I want. I want to make sure it's relatable and people go, yeah, I get that. I can understand that. Whether we're talking about the impact like our industry has, the nighttime economy, how tough it is currently at the moment, pricing of it, what's our worth, what we're going out for. Let's try and raise it. And we've got some great guests lined up for the new year.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to
2025.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just hope we just continue to keep pushing and the success keep going, mate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you know, a lot of the things we talk about are relatable to DJs and entertainers that, you know, do listen to this. And as you say, we've had a lot of comments from people across the globe and everything saying, yeah, I get what you're saying. I hear that. Yeah, I've had that happen. Or, you know, I've taken that bit of information, that bit of knowledge, I've taken that with me and I've taken it away and I've incorporated it into whatever it is that they do. And it works. And it's like, that was one of the whole things of the podcast was to have it as kind of like, as a bit of a learning platform for the new DJs that are coming into our industry.
Yeah.
You know, and even for the old style, you know, the old timers that have been doing it for 30, 40 years. You know, they take stuff away from this podcast. from our messages that we receive. So, and it's fun to do. We have a laugh, don't we, Matty, at the end of the day?
I hope so. I hope we have a laugh. I mean, it's a lot. I love talking to you. We talk to each other regularly.
Yeah.
When we're not doing the podcast, for me, it's about the support. And for people to understand, if you're not a mobile DJ, understand what the club DJs do. If you are a club DJ, understanding what the mobile DJs do, whether you're producing music, you're writing it, you're singing it, as well as doing it. People who are like TJ, picking up a saxophone or learning to play the bongos or whatever you're trying to do to enhance what your worth is. Yeah. I just hope people get a bit of that, because we're all working our absolute socks off to deliver parties, to deliver nights for customers coming into clubs. It's hard work. It's hard work.
Yeah, it is hard work, and I think one of the things when we sat down, when we sit down out recording, and we talk about the guests that we're having, we're not just bringing on guests that are just mobile DJs, and we're bringing people in from other aspects and parts of our industry, so that people get a bigger view. Some of the guests that we've had on, which I'm sure are going to be in our montage, sat there, they just blown my mind.
And talking about guests, and I hope Adam's not asleep yet, and he's not fallen asleep on this podcast, but I want to get Adam in because he runs big events. He's a production company, and I've been asking him to come on to the pod and talk about it from his perception about DJs and how he works alongside them to deliver the nights he does. All of those aspects.
Yeah.
I want to shed a bit more light on.
Yeah. There's a lot of logistics that go into putting on a production. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, totally. And 247 did that in relation to what he talked about with his event that he was putting on in Malta, on how big of a event that was. And it's just about learning. I want people to learn from this podcast. I want people to feel that they can contact us directly and say, look, I need help with this. I need some advice on that. I might not have the answers, but I'd like to think now that I've got a network of people that I could probably go to and get you those answers. And I want us to be that sounding platform for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's always been my vision. That's always been my vision.
Man, I hear you. Hear you loud and clear.
Man, listen, I think we're going to wrap it up. I think, we've done a lot.
Wrap it up like a Christmas present.
Wrap it up like a Christmas present.
You bought me a Christmas present.
No, but you got me a present, you've told me.
Yeah, I have. I've got it in the Black Friday deal, to be fair.
Oh, right.
I don't get excited.
Is it my Pioneer AZ that I'm waiting for? Have you got it?
No, but I do know that the Pioneer AZ have now started being dispatched out in Texas. So if any of our listeners are in Texas, what's the AZ
That's
like?
American.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just an American,
yeah.
Global. So we're global, aren't we?
Yeah, we're global.
We're a global podcast now. I've got to say, we're a global podcast.
We've always been a global podcast. It's just that you just never liked Marseille and global. You never liked it.
You
never liked it. Global. Can't say it if I can't do the hand action, though. Global.
I know. And for the people that are just listening to, all he's doing is raising his arm like he's an aeroplane.
In a diagonal motion.
Yes.
Global.
From left to right as I look at it. So there you go. You've got the image.
Yeah. There we go.
The image in your head.
Best thing to do, go over Spotify and watch the video.
Yeah, we could move up into the top 10 if you did that, people.
What a great idea.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Man, listen, the way it's going, it's all good.
It's going well. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying doing this. I'm enjoying talking to you each week and hopefully sharing some of the knowledge that I've had in my 20 years of being a DJ with other people, What's with the silence? What's that about?
There was no silence.
There was a very big pause, an uncomfortable pause, as if to say, oh my God.
I love you too, John. So there you go. Put that in there.
Yeah, go on then.
It's been a pleasure.
We're not doing that, no? No, we're not doing that.
Oh, we haven't done a break again, have we? We've not done a break.
And
we've not featured in a break.
It's twice now.
All right, let's have a break, John.
I don't want a break now.
John, I'll see you after the break.
After the break.
Welcome back from the break. Very quick break. He has to have a break. Sorry, it's normally a toilet break that he has to go off. He's got a very weak bladder.
Got a bag now. That's how old I am.
Before we do wrap up, though, on a serious note, just before we wrap up, look, it's Christmas time. We're putting on events. We're putting on parties for everybody. I just want people to stay as safe as they possibly can.
Yeah, 100.
Look after yourself when you're doing gigs. There is, a big temptation for people that don't normally go out and drink normally and do other things, where it's Christmas time, they're going to let their hair down. I've had my first altercation with somebody at my first Christmas party, which we talked about last week. I say it's an altercation; it's just a bit verbal. Don't leave. Yeah, still abuse. Don't leave yourself open. Look after yourself. Make sure if you're going into a venue and doing parties, you speak to whoever's leading for that venue for that party and make it perfectly clear. Because it's happening. People are getting verbally abused this time of year, or even physically assaulted this time. So just stay safe. And then on the flip side to that as well, don't drink and drive, people. And
no, absolutely.
And no, people shouldn't do that anyway. But at this time of year, it's even hotter from the local police point of view of them, not targeting people, but it's too easy. So, don't have that drink. Be professional about what you do and deliver your night safely, successfully. Get home, get your rest, and get ready for the next night.
I mean, it's so easy to get tempted into having a drink when you're doing it. But, if you lose your license on the way home from that gig,
it's
gone, mate. You've lost a lot. You've got to rely on other people to run you about if you want to continue. So, for the sake of how much is a pint nowadays? 4 or 5 quid?
Don't know.
But I mean, you probably get it for free anyway at the venue. It's not worth it. Just have a Coke, a lemonade, a bottle of water, or whatever, and then have a beer when you get home, when you're tucked up safely in bed. Just have a little, beer.
He drank milk. He didn't drink. He drinks milk.
No,
you said.
No. I bet it weren't milk. Probably Bailey's. That's probably.
Yeah.
Before it was a milkshake or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Right, man. Good chat.
Always good chat with you, mate.
Always. All right. Have a safe week, buddy.
And be lucky.
I won't see you next week because it's the montage week, but I will see you. In fact, to all of our listeners, we won't see you next week. It'll be the montage. But everyone stay safe. Everyone be good. Keep delivering what you're delivering. You're doing a great job. We know you're all doing a great job. Just stay safe, everybody.
Yeah, enjoy it. But enjoy it as well. Have fun and enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Yeah, and remember to switch off, see that family at Christmas time once it's all over.
That's it.
Great stuff, man.
Right, I'll see you.
Same time, same place next week for the montage.
Ciao, ciao.
Au revoir.
See you, mate.